In a prayer service for rain in Cape Town. Mokonyane is expected to address the Cape Town Press Club later in the day. Her address will welcome after a Western Cape Premier Helen Zille accused Mokonyane of dragging her feet on the drought crisis in the province. Zille is also attending the prayer service. The city's disaster management team is also expected to give details on its preparations for Day Zero this morning. For more on the story, we now cross live to our reporter Abra Barbier, who is with the Minister Mokonyane in Cape Town. A very good morning to you, Abra. Just before we hand over with you and the Minister, can you take us through what the general mood is around Day Zero in Cape Town?
Well, as a Cape Townian myself, I'm obviously very nervous. We're unsure about what's going to be happening. That's the main topic of conversation wherever you go. Whether you're dropping your kids at school, whether you're going to family gatherings, everybody is talking about the water situation. Parents want to know what's going to happen when Day Zero hits, if Day Zero hits, what's going to be happening to their kids. Of course, most people work, so people don't know what they're going to be doing with their children. People are unsure about what the situation is going to be like at the water points. The Minister, of course, can't answer those questions because that is being run by the city. But we're hoping that from a national point of view, the Minister will be able to shed some light on what National's role in all of this is today. Minister, am I correct? Are you going to be assisting in terms of information? First of all, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Are you going to be shedding some light on what your role is? Because there's been lots of blaming. Citizens, of course, don't want to hear the blame game. They just want to know what are we going to do going forward. Are you going to be answering those kinds of questions today, ma'am?
Thank you very much. Not only responding on what National is doing, but what government, the three spheres of government, civil society, the private sector, business, and everybody has been doing, and making a plea to all South Africans, not only in the Western Cape, because it's the entire South Africa that is affected by the drought, but the Western Cape is the last to be hit because it relies on the winter rains, to say we can avoid Day Zero. It is avoidable. We must change our behavior. We must enforce water demand management. Those of us at a provincial and local government level who have the responsibility, we must actually increase the source of water in the province. As the national department, we must actually look at our own regulations and impose those regulations that are required under these stringent conditions. We must also enforce laws, particularly for those who are now trading on water, and warn them that this is not a commodity. All of us can live, and all of us can make it if we all act responsibly.
Minister, thank you so much for speaking to us. We'll catch up with you later on after you address the press club. Thank you so much. Well, there you have it. The Minister has to rush off. She is addressing the press club, as you mentioned earlier. But we're hoping to hear further engagements. We're hoping to speak with her later on again. And I think we are going to be speaking with the DA later on as well, just getting their insight into the matter. But we will be staying in touch with you, and we'll speak to you shortly.
Definitely. Yeah. What else are we expecting with regards to some of the residents and their views on what has been happening? We've also seen the other presses that have been taking place. Residents showing their frustration in the situation.
Look, what I can tell you is if you go into any...
Unfortunately, not able to hear Abra, but Abra, we can hear you. And if you can hear us, then we'll continue with that. Okay, unfortunately, technology is failing us, as it does on a Sunday. We'll leave it there for there. Abra Barbier in Cape Town, she is taking us through that press club briefing that will be taking place in just a moment with regards to the water crisis in Cape Town. We will be giving you more details on that as soon as it comes through.